Question. Brene Brown, was that the Power of Vulnerability book?
One of them. I've got most of them.
Yeah, I got to
Yeah,
do a plug for
absolutely.
that book. So, and Brene Brown is someone that we'd love to have on the podcast at some point. She, for you guys listening, the Power of Vulnerability, one of the best books I've ever read, and was a catalyst for me to do what I'm doing now. People, uh, people want to hear you being vulnerable, and I think we've all done a really good job of that. Zach, your platform is built around that. And when I came out on in January with my account, my platform was vulnerability, and the number of times it took me to how many denials it took me to get into medical school, and the number of times it took the MCAT and all that stuff. And I think people, especially Gen Z, are sick of seeing success. Success. Look at me on social media. I'm the best. And to see someone flip the script and say, "This is actually how long it took me to get here. These are my failures." I think is so refreshing.
Yeah, absolutely. I shared something on my Instagram stories the other day where I had the day with my youngest, my little boy, who's about to turn 2. And we had this really lovely morning. I took him to a little cafe and he had a cookie, and I took this cute picture and put it on my Instagram stories. And that was like the best moment of the day, because then after it just went downhill, and we had lots of, meltdowns and 2-year-old things that happen. And including just the worst school run I've ever done, where he just he'd woken up too early from his nap. He was tired. So he just screamed the whole school run while I was picking the other two up. It was awful. And I just thought that night, I can't leave that Instagram story on where it looks like I've got it all in hand. So I had to then add to my story saying, oh, by the way, this wasn't the end of the story, that it's not real. That's not the whole story. There was also some real challenging moments, and
Mm-hmm.
ones where it wasn't all smiles and cookies. It was, snot and dribble. And so, so yeah. And I think like that, that's a positive movement where people are, not only showing, best foot forward, they're also just being real and saying, this is part of being human. This is
Mm-hmm.
part of being a parent. This is part of being a doctor, and all those kind of things. I think it's really positive.
Mm-hmm.